Every male has been counting down to it and literally telling me to drop the link the second I turn 18. Girlies, what do you think? Should I do it?
Hate on me all you want. You can't say Lil Tay ain't winning. Lil Tay rich and finna get richer.
I'm going to set it off like this because this really bothered me. And I don't think that enough of us really get out here and talk enough about the problem that we have with perverts that seem to have an affinity for children. I don't think enough of us really talk about that or appreciate it the way that it should be appreciated. And by that, I mean not at all. You understand what I'm saying? I want y'all to check this out. This is crazy.
Is flexing a new achievement. Days after the rapper turned 18 years old, she says she has amassed over $1 million on OnlyFans within 3 hours of creating her account. Tay shared a photo of her alleged earnings on Instagram August 3rd, in which she earned just over $1 million. She went on to chide her critics in another video, telling viewers,
Hate on me all you want. You can't say Lil Tay ain't winning. So for everybody out there, do whatever the hell you want with your life. Who gives a people have to say? And remember this. Lil Tay rich and finna get richer.
Tay, who turned 18 on July 29th, teased the idea of joining the adult content website a week before her birthday. She said in a July 22nd Instagram video,
Every male has been counting down to it and literally telling me to drop the link the second I turn 18. Girlies, what do you think? Should I do it?
the content creator who went viral in 2018 for her profanity-filled raps about her lavish lifestyle, went on to make 10 more videos asking whether she should join OnlyFans before sharing the link to her account. Tay claimed in an August 2nd TikTok live that she made the content 1 minute past midnight on her 18th birthday.
So, yeah, that's off the chain. It don't make no damn sense. You got this roach, you know what I'm saying, with no talent, you know, probably the most annoying minstrel show that I've ever seen in life, Lil Tay. And, you know, people are egging her on in the comments to start an OnlyFans as soon as she turns 18. Mind you, that means that these people are lusting after her while she's still 17 and have been since she was probably 13 when she came on the scene. You understand what I'm saying? And, you know, it just gets really, really ugly. Before we comment on this, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about this scumbag, because those scumbags made me think about this scumbag and a whole lot of other ones. But this one in particular, I want y'all to check this out.
Hillary Duff. I huff and I puff and I blow the duff down. Hillary Duff is in Liz McGuire. She also has an album out. She's going to be in a movie called Cheaper by the Dozen. And she's one of the girls that we're all waiting for to turn 18, along with the Olsen twins.
Yeah. Bruh, like Anthony said, sometimes you just got to let people talk. You know, and I've been scouring the internet for these type of creeps and weirdos so that I can really paint the picture that I'm trying to paint. Because at the end of the day, what he's saying there is so telling. He's saying that there's basically a whole sect of creeps that are waiting for underage girls to turn of age so that they can go after them. What you're telling me, bruh, is that they're just everywhere. The earth is crawling with creeps and weirdos like this. Why would you even say some shit like that? You understand what I'm saying? But I'm glad he did, because it lets me know where we are out here. You understand? I could talk about him. I could talk about Diddy. I could talk about Drake. I could talk about Jay-Z. All right. Who was allegedly banging Foxy Brown when she was 15, allegedly. Nick Cannon put that out there on his show. And Aaliyah when she was underage. And don't get me started. You understand? Allegedly. You know, but where there's smoke, there's fire. And, you know, we always talk about, you know, the over-sexualization of women. But we don't talk enough about the creepiness of some of these dudes out here. You understand what I'm saying? Because I have these debates with some of these guys, you know, a couple times a week. And, you know, they're like, oh, well, you know, she 18 and it's fair game, dog. No, damn. Bruh, if she's close to 18 and you trying to get at her and you're over 30, that's a problem. And you're over 25, that's a problem because it's too close for comfort. You shouldn't be, Anthony said this on one of the shows we had, you shouldn't even be looking at a girl that young in that regard. Your mind is supposed to be more elevated than that. You understand? And what we're seeing is, a lot of these dudes out here straight up creeps. And we got to start checking these dudes at the door. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a little niece in college right now. You understand what I'm saying? It affects us. And when we don't speak out, sometimes, us not speaking out will lead to the problem. We want to get to it before it becomes a problem. I'll park the Chevy. What y'all got for me, man? This one drove me crazy.
Yeah. The reason we have so much problems is because we allow creep ass behaviors like that go in our communities unchecked. So it's a trickle down system. Once you violate somebody, whether it's a girl or a boy, then they're going to go through life hurt people and possibly violate other people. You know, when we talk about R. Kelly, everybody talks and focus on the Aaliyah situation, but nobody talks about the grown woman who molested him to create him into that monster,
right?
Who end up growing older and then getting down with the Aaliyahs out here and continuing that cycle. So a lot of times we not focused on the preventative actions, which would not cause it alleviate a lot of the issues that we have in our society. And also when you have these type of people preying on these young individuals, you can see the damage that goes on later on down the road, and they are not able to open up to people. That's why you have a lot of people that are very enclosed. They're not engaging with other people because they can't even trust nobody, because the people that they trust the most was the ones that violate them. So how I'm going to trust a stranger who has no love connection to me or any care for me, and the people that had care for me is the ones that violate me. So now I can't even trust the people that love me, and then the other people I really can't trust. So now I'm in this shell. And it makes it hard because when you are out here, and I've run across a lot of women that are very dope women, but because they've been violated so much, they build up this extra tall wall for guys to crush through it in order for them, that's their boundaries, to see how much of a person you are that are going to be there to help them and not harm them. So going through these boundaries, a lot of times, guys, we go through so many walls all the time. We're tired of going through walls. But women are like, hey, I let down the wall and I'm tired of getting hurt. So we having issues on both sides. And that's why we're not linking up correctly and everything like that. These type of individuals need to be eradicated from out of the community. They need to be ostracized, whether they be dead, in jail, whatever the case may be. Shout out to this black dude that I just saw a video. He went and got the police to come get this white dude who was at a supermarket, who is a registered sex offender that got out, and he was out doing things that he was not allowed to do, recording young kids and all that. And the black brother, he's doing his own private work because the system don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? They say, oh, we're too over, we're underfunded and all that. So the brother went out there. Then he had a white cop, older white cop, was like, oh yeah, but you can't really do that, and you leave that up to someone. He said, no, I'm not leaving it up to nobody. At the end of the day, at the end of that segment, the black guy called his supervisor, and the supervisor came and arrested the guy while he was inside his, I think he was a butcher for a local grocery store, arrest him while he was on job duty, and took him and hauled him to jail. So we have to make sure that we're on point and keep doing what we need to do to protect our community. And I'll land my plane on that.
All facts, all facts. Bobby Drake, man, talk to me about this travesty, bro. This shit don't make no sense. Lil Tay, little bony ass, opened her OnlyFans minutes after she turned 18 and got $1 million off of that shit, bro. What we doing out here, man? Talk to me. What's up?
There's a lot of this, to be honest, there's a lot of different ways that you could really shop up and get into that if you wanted to. we could probably have a whole show around that all by itself, because there's some very deep nuances and there are wrinkles. Most of them are very uncomfortable that people would not be very happy with getting into. But part of the reason why we're in this conundrum that we're in now is because people like to shy away from the uncomfortable conversations.
Right.
But that's where the root of a lot of this stuff is. And if we can't ever get there, if it's never the right time to go there, if we can never dull the sensibilities for a minute or two so we can get to this, then we can never actually fix it. So we end up just repairing a whole bunch of symptoms. So we end up dealing with the runny nose, we end up dealing with the coughing, but the issue is you got a whole damn virus stuck in your chest.
Thanks.
So we can keep on putting band-aids on stuff, but we're going to be dealing with the same issue 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. Nothing ever gets better.
Yeah.
But keeping it light, what I will say is, first and foremost, I think, like you said, it's very telling the fact that first and foremost, and they kind of alluded to this a little bit in the video, but it's important to keep in mind that Lil Tay rose to prominence on the back of behaving and comporting herself and speaking like an adult. And a very dysfunctional adult, might I add. So her whole claim to fame was, look at me, I'm a child, but I can behave like my trope of an adult.
Right.
And now here she goes, as soon as she turns 18, talk about dropping in OnlyFans and everything. You have to believe that it's a lot of the same people that first took interest in her as a child because she was sounding grown that have now said, well, now I finally get to take this little grown girl for a test drive, so to speak. Very disturbing. But I've been, it's no secret how I feel about these individuals. And unfortunately, I see more and more that I personally, and this isn't to put me on a pedestal, but I see more and more that that I feel like I'm one of the last people that feel this way, that there's absolutely a zero tolerance policy on these types, male or female. You bring up the R. Kellys, and the like, and what have you, and you get a whole bunch of interference for men and for women, unfortunately, caping and making all kinds of defenses for them and delaying and everything. And I'm trying to find out, this is someone that preys on the weakest of us, the most innocent of us.
Facts.
How you can still want anything to do with a type like this is beyond me. I'm offended every time I take a breath knowing that jokers like that are sharing the air with me. But apparently, a lot of people don't feel that way. And God forbid they do something that people like. They make music that they like. They're in movies or TV shows or entertainment or some other kind of value, quote unquote, to the world. And that's enough to get you a pass. Personally, I'm of the opinion that if their contribution is the price we have to pay for them to get to exist freely, then scrap the whole value whatsoever. When the allegations and the talk was going around about Africa Bambaataa and what he was doing to the young boys that are in his care, that are in his charge, so a lot of people making cape and saying, well, we don't know that, and we can't cancel him. He made rap music, he made hip hop, and you want to take something like that away from hip hop? And my response and a couple other people's response was, if the price we have to pay to safeguard our children, our future, is to do away with Africa Bambaataa, and as a result, to do it with hip hop, then as much as I love hip hop, I will light the match and pour the gasoline my damn self.
All facts.
Hip hop or anything that I love does not have more weight and value than our children. And you have to wonder, when you're in this day and age where people complain about the lack of respect towards elders and everything, and how the kids are running wild, can you blame them when they're constantly shown how little regard there is for them, how little value they have in the eyes of so many adults? Why should they go ahead and give respect to elders and elders?
Yeah, all facts. Brother, you said that very eloquently. Go ahead, Ant.
No, I was going to say, you also got to pay attention to a lot of these, especially these little white kids that are going around doing that. The Justin Bieber, what's the other girl?
Go there.
Miley Cyrus, and then the girl, Catch Me Outside. They all have this urban type of lingo
Yes.
That when they do degenerate behavior, as long as it's under the urban branch, then they can get away from it later on when they get grown. So I get to play in the mud now, and then when people start looking at me crazy, I say, "Oh, well, I'm out the mud now. You know, I was playing in the mud. Now I'm out the mud now. So, you know, give me another chance." And that's what happened to Justin Bieber, and that's what happened to Miley Cyrus. And that Lil Tay girl is going to be the same way as well. They all do it. It's a playbook that I see they use.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Throw Woe Vicky in there too. You know what I'm saying? Like these are Tariq Nasheed did a whole show on it, talking about modern day minstrel show or something like that. Extraordinary show. And he was talking about these people in particular. But yeah, you know, what bothers me is that us in Black society, we allow it. You know, people are encouraging her. You know, you got these creepy little dudes, a lot of them Black. You understand what I'm saying? They look at her as an exotic Asian.
Them incels.
And incels, facts. I can't wait till she turn 18. It's disgusting. You know what I'm saying?
But that's very important that you said that right there, because again, it's not just that we like it, but understand the whole concept of behaving like dysfunctional, degenerate Black males and Black females. That can only get traction if we give it light. They're basically trying to say, they're basically saying, see, look at us, we can pass for Black. We get a pass. If we don't go for it, if we like, nah, we ain't really feeling that, it goes nowhere. We are the traction. We are the dirt underneath the tires. And if ain't no dirt there, that thing spit in the mud. It goes nowhere. So basically, their whole rise to fame comes off of us.
Conversations 2020.